I'm Don Vito. What's up?
Welcome to the beat. I'm Callie on this beautiful Wednesday.
All right, so we're gonna start the show off a little different today. Today we don't have our calling tonight. Our calling numbers down today. So caller, we appreciate if you can send us messages on Facebook on our Facebook Live if you want to chat with us. And also, I want to send my condolences to my man Doc and his family. You know, they had a tragic loss a couple of days back. And I really don't want to get into it, but I just want to send prayers up to Doc and his family, you know?
Yes, prayers and blessings.
Yeah, it's a lot of that stuff going on out here. It's summertime, and I just want everybody to be out there and be careful, you know? Watch yourself. But back to the show, we got a former NBA player, current Dallas Mavericks player development coach, formerly Shammgod Wells, now God Shammgod. Shammgod, welcome to the show, bro. What's up?
I appreciate having me on the show.
What's happening with you, brother?
Man, just really guarded the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And when you have fun, you have fun. People's doing cookouts, bus rides, things like that. The problem now is, you don't got nobody around the block and everybody's savages. You know what I'm saying? So once you think you're cleaning up the block and you take the head out the block, then it's chaos.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at right now. Things like that.
I mean, back in the days, wasn't bad, man.
No.
It wasn't bad. People saying back in the days was bad. We had a lot of love in Harlem back in the days, and when something happened, it happened for a real reason, not just because of senseless arguments or hating from this area, from that area. Like you said, we had bus rides, we had cookouts, we played ball, we shot pool.
Yeah.
That was Harlem. We got fly. You know what I'm saying? We was all about that. But now it's like senseless stuff, But to tell everybody where you from originally, man, and what's going on?
I was born in Brooklyn, Kings County Hospital. I moved to Harlem when I was 8 years old. So listen, and I remember I came up here like, I'm from Brooklyn. I got jumped first day I got up there.
That's the wrong move back there.
And I was like, man, I need to do
That's the wrong move.
I was like, man, I need to do something else. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like,
yo, we should be waiting for y'all to come to Harlem.
nah,
What?
Definitely. So like,
dude, this kid in the building from Brooklyn. Word? We ain't got nothing to do with you. We just wait. What he look like?
Nah,
we gonna
serious.
get him.
Nah,
Cause when we went over there, guess what?
Oh yeah.
The same problem.
Yeah. So like I always tell people, you got heart of a Brooklyn person, mind of a Harlem person. You know what I'm saying? And what come with Harlem is people being fly, people making money, people being on that time and stuff like that. And then like you said, when I moved to Harlem back in the days, like you said, things happen for a reason. You never advocate for anybody's life getting taken and things like that. But in Harlem, if something happened, the other person that happened to most of the time was already on that time too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The problem, and like I said, when I first came up here, I was playing ball and stuff, and all the notorious hustlers, big hustlers, the block, crazy block, always showed me mad love and always kept me out of, I don't care whether I was on 40th, whether I was on 39th with Doc and all of them, we'd be in the park. The one thing everybody had was hard right now is like everybody had respect. What was going on. Like, nobody never tried to convince me to sell drugs and try to make that be more important than basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They saw that was my gift, so they like, yo, no, go do that. And they was championing it on. You know what I'm saying? And, they made sure, even though I can stand up for myself, they made sure things don't happen. Like, nah, that's sham. You know what I'm saying? This and that. And everybody I used to roll with, Zay, Maze, Cam, all of us, we always was good in the hood. It wasn't just senseless stuff, And the thing that's crazy now is because, if people were on that time, then most of the time it don't really happen to them. But then it was now, people ain't on that time because they trying to do something better. They got kids, so they trying to set examples that they felt wasn't examples for them when they was growing up. And then still chaos happened. So, so like when I come back, I always just try to give back and just show everybody respect because, the best way to get love is show everybody respect, And, I never was on that time thinking I'm better than nobody and things like that. It's just certain decisions go certain ways for certain reasons, and I just believe in being me. And like, Harlem changed my life. I was like, what? I'm like, man, basketball is corny. So I go to 155th Street. There's no seats. I'm getting on the gates, climbing on the gates with my friend. I'm like, man, this is stupid. So the game started. I'll never forget. It was Tip Dog Mike Boogie Malloy, and they was playing against National Rock in this All-Star game.
That's a great game right there.
Yeah, and that's the first time I ever seen somebody like dribbling, like
Crazy.
and like Mike Boogie dribbled through Malloy legs, and I was like, yo. I was like, man, these dudes are like superheroes. I was like, yo, yeah, I was like, yo, this is crazy. The girls up here, they got jewelry on them. They rocking up here. And like, and from that day forth, because you know, back in the day, you wasn't really watching NBA games and things like that. So from that day forth, it's like, yo, I gotta play in this one day. I gotta play in this one day. And that's when I found my love.
Yeah.
But
See,
what else?
Go
What
ahead.
else? Because you know, like you said, you've seen all the big hustlers and stuff. So we hear a lot of times it's a youth out there, they playing ball. How did you stay away from the appeal of what they was doing? How did you stay away from that, man?
Because like, you know, like when you born into a family like the five percenters and things like that, you read a lot of books and stuff growing up. So the most important thing about being a five percenter is having knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? So me growing up, I knew one thing I can't do, and it's not because of fighting or anything. Man, that's the easy part. It's like I never could be going to jail, and I always was like, if I did something, like I'll be the one to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's about just not being free. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in a household where it's free thinkers. You know, like my father and they 5% they on the time, like Malcolm X and all this on back then. So I remember I used to have to be at the dinner table and I used to have to read books and my homework out loud. You know what I'm saying? And that was like crazy to me. You know, I remember my father got me a flag where everybody know what a flag is. Flag is like a name to say, most of the time someone would say of Allah or whatever. But when you're a father, they always say your name. So it's like in the name of Shammgod or whatever. And I remember I went to my grandmother's house and I lost my flag. The flag is like a little bit smaller than a quarter, like in the grass. Father kept me outside till 4 in the morning looking through the grass for this flag. So it was a lot of stuff like I was in it because my mom wasn't a 5%, so it was just like, I was like, man, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get out. But even when I moved to Harlem with my mom, it was just like, there's so much free thinking. Then when I used to see dudes hustling and stuff like that, I'm like, man, like y'all here all day trying to get this paper. And then when I see dudes go to jail, I'm like, man, like, I can't imagine being in jail. So I just stuck to basketball, you know, and that's kind of how that went. And then, like I said, all my friends was playing basketball too. You know, they rap now, but it was like Mace, Cam, you know, my boy Zig, you know, Thought Blessed Dead, Honey Six, things like that. So we all grew up and met from playing basketball. When I was young, like I said, me and my father was on strange times. So when I was young, I'm like, my mom's do everything for me. So once I became good in basketball, I just always went, you know, because I went to Catholic school my whole life when I moved to Manhattan. So, you know, when you're young and people calling you God and stuff like that, they don't want to call you God, so it's like funny to people. So I was like, okay, we can leave.
So that was your name pretty much as a child, Shammgod. They been calling
you.
you.
Yeah, no, that's like my birth name is God Shammgod.
Okay.
I've never had a birth certificate that says Shammgod Wells in my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand. So what happened was, like I said, me and my pops was on like a strange time. So when I went to school, you could write whatever you want. You know, it's like my boy, his name's Speedy Class. His name is not Speedy. He writes Speedy Classes. So, so when I got there, I was like, you know, my pops don't do nothing anyway. So like, my mom's is holding it down. So I always wrote my mom's name. I write Shammgod Wells. Because I wasn't gonna write God Wells, so I wrote Shammgod Wells. So then it became a problem because they was like, yo, you have to use your name on your birth certificate. I
was just about to say that because some schools do have an issue with that as far as creating the name and changing it over. Sometimes they even have a problem with you using your middle name. You know, when they say, oh, well, you can't use your middle name, you have to go by the first name. So they did give you a couple issues with that.
Yeah, so when I got there, they was like, well, because what people don't know, like me, I would probably been using Shammgod Wells now. That's what people don't understand. It's like, because if people looking at McDonald's All-American game, I use Wells. So 5 months later, I was at Providence, my jersey say Shammgod on it. So then what happened when I got there, they was like, hey, you gotta use your birth name. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And they was like, well, then you gotta pay to change your name. And I was like, all right. So then I looked, and it was like, of course, $600 or something. I was like, $600? you know, back then, I was like, $600. I'm like, you know what I could do with that $600?
Like, for real, like that.